budget 2025-26. On the very outset, I'd like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister, sir, our Deputy Chief Ministers, our Cabinet Ministers, and also the members of this August House. Here, in the very beginning, it is a talk in the state, it's also a talk in my constituency for passing the $10 billion economy for this 5 years plan, or for this 5 years project. Well, for this 10 billion, I feel the word billion is like an inculcation into a youth's brain. Now they're talking about billions and talking about millions. Even in the city out here, in my constituency, I went last time also to Guwahati. Even the people there in Guwahati are talking about, "Aapka budget to 10 billion hai na?" So now it's like a talk which is good in one way, which will also put our youth to start thinking higher, and also putting the government of a very high expectation from our people of our state too. A state of Meghalaya, a state so small but so much of potential, a state so rich at heart, and also a state rich in resources too, a state growing with population year after year. Well, it's time we stand up and work hard to sustain ourselves too. We have the resources, but we are unable to use them in a proper way to grow. So, in this way, like I agree with the Honorable MLA from Umsning, which he has discussed about the risk, a calculative risk, a calculative loan which the government will take, or Honorable Chief Minister take. Well, I feel the stage and the state's all yours, Honorable Chief Minister, sir. So we will bang on you, and we pray for a good success of this 10 billion economy for this 5 years. And sir, I stand here with growth expectation from our youth. The growth expectation will never be going backward or stay the same, but it will be on a rise with the population at a growth, a huge growth in our state. I feel even the youth, as we speak, they're watching. They are watching, and with the so-called internet age, the people, our youths are watching, and the expectation is the growth to be at par with other states of our country too. So looking at them, I feel we should not just talk about passing on budgets, but should also think about the future too, the youth's future. Looking at their faces, they are blank. So it is our duty, which are we so-called the politicians or representatives of different constituencies, being a member of this August House, I feel we need to think about them, because they stand blank. They don't know what lies for the future. So it all depends on us to pass a good law, a non-regretted law, or we should call it a well-crafted law for the future of our state. To make it very short, I want to go to the health care subject first. The government is pushing hard to construct health centers in the urban and the rural areas. A suggestion to the government to complete all construction sites to make it a complete healthcare center. Why the word complete is a construction of buildings, which also I want to add, where the government should also sanction proper boundary walls too for all these healthcare centers. I'm thankful to the government for sanctioning 3 sub-centers in my constituency, and I pray that these sub-centers too come along with proper boundary walls too. And affordable healthcare centers, which is also mentioned in the budget. I feel like it is great that the government is wanting to talk about affordable healthcare centers, and also if this becomes affordable, it will be good to us, because it becomes a burden if it is not affordable, it might hit our pockets as politicians. So I feel having affordable healthcare centers in the rural areas, also in the urban, will be a benefit to all and many for the people of our state. And for talking about schools and colleges, just one point, the city center is getting crowded, overcrowded as years go by. A suggestion to the government is to promote more good schools in the rural areas, good schools and good colleges in the rural areas, and also mentioning by promoting more examination centers in the villages too, so that it will avoid the rural crowd to come to the city center. Talking about sports, I've been mentioning time and time again, I put proposals to the Department of Sports for sanctioning of artificial turf in my constituency. Since my constituency too plays a lot of football, we have got a youth who have represented the state, represented the country, and we have seen many medals coming. They're bagging many medals too for my constituency. So just as it's becoming a fashion or becoming thing, but what I'm trying to stress more is like I want that standard which is happening in the state center to come in our villages too, having a sanction of an artificial turf in my constituency. Well, talking about roads, I've put many proposals to respected Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, in charge of roads. So I pray that it gets sanctioned very soon too. Well, one thing I want to talk is Western Bypass. I'm glad that the Western Bypass road project in Sohiong has finally started. And I pray for a speedy completion of the project. Before the completion of the project of the Western Bypass, the government needs to think and plan properly so as it benefits the region in the long term or in the future. The government needs to think and plan for the area to set up bus terminals, truck terminals, and tourist taxi stands too, so it does not create a chaos in the near future. Well, I am also ready to work alongside with the government officials to design or architect a plan for the region right from the entry point of the Western Bypass and so forth. Tourism, with the coming of this Western Bypass, it will also promote tourism in my constituency with the coming of this Western Bypass. It is going to boost tourism for the western part of the district and also for my constituency. The government has taken an initiative and plans construction of resorts and tourist attraction centers in my constituency, but I pray that these plans comes into action too soon, so it will help and boost tourism in my constituency. Not just being just a constituency-centric person, but I just want to say that it will help in generating revenue for the state as a whole. Well, this coming of this Western Bypass, I want to say it will bypass, the tourists will bypass the city center because of this traffic. It will become a new tourist entry point towards East and West Khasi Hills, and towards Dauki, Cherpunji or Mausanram region. I stand here saying again, once again, looking at the larger picture, we should not, I'm not just talking about my constituency or being a constituency-centric person, but talking in a larger picture that it will bring more revenue for the state of Meghalaya too. Water supply.
How much time you require?
Just one more point, sir. We're talking about water supply. I want to say that I visited and tracked to many sites in my constituency, many water line and streams in my constituency. I've met many government officials to examine my proposal too. I have proposed for a water dam or reservoir for Thop Fall, and I believe I've spoken to Honorable Chief Minister also regarding this Thop Fall, that with the intervention of the higher government officials, it will become a success. This project will create a major water supply source to many of my constituency and also to the nearby areas of my constituency. Last, I want to say that our Honorable Chief Minister has launched many schemes like the CM Farm, CM Elevate, CM Assure, CM Skills Mission, CMC SMS, CM Scholarship, and so on. There are many schemes that are launched by Honorable Chief Minister, but what I want most and what we want as the constituency of Sohiong is we need a physical visit from you to our constituency. I want it to become an address and also an invitation to Honorable Chief Minister and also to our Deputy Chief Ministers to do visit my constituency, because your visit is going to help us in many ways. I'll be very grateful if you visit my constituency, because having an exchange of words, it will be an interaction between my people with you, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Deputy Chief Ministers. It will be an interaction between the people of my constituency, hearing from them, listening to their pain, their cry, and also that CM assure comes out from the word assuring. So you coming there will assure them schemes, assuring them good schemes to the people of my constituency. So not just like our visit, the only time our Chief Minister and Home Minister have visited my constituency since 2023 was only during election campaign. So I feel like now, after the election, please do visit my constituency too, Sohiong constituency. With these few words and submission, I now resume to my seat. Thank you, sir.
Okay.